Hey folks, thanks for stopping by Just Cooking with the Guys. I appreciate you taking time to stop and watch our videos. Today we're going to do a spicy pinto and ground beef recipe, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. I've got a half a pound of ground beef in my Dutch oven here. I'm going to brown up, and I'm going to add some onions and a few other things to it here in a minute, and then we'll add our pinto. So stick around while I get this ground beef browned up, and we'll be right back. Our ground beef is coming along pretty good here. It's not quite cooked through yet, but we're going to go ahead and add in some onions. And I've got about a cup of a diced sweet yellow onion that I'm going to add in. I'm using a half a pound of ground beef. You could easily use a pound with this recipe and be okay. I'm going to let those saute down a little bit. I got some paper in there. Let's get that out. Let this saute down a little bit. Let our meat finish cooking. Get our onions kind of softened up a bit. And we'll be back in a few minutes and add some spices. So stick around with me. Well, I've let these onions kind of sweat down a little bit. We're going to add our seasonings in now. I've got 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I'm using an ancho chili powder, but feel free to use anything you like. And I've also got 1 teaspoon of oregano. I got 1 heaping teaspoon probably of cumin, one of my favorite spices. And I've got a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'll mix that in good. Kind of like a taco seasoning almost. We had a recipe the other night that called for part of a can of Ro-Tel tomatoes. So I've got a half a can of Ro-Tel that I'm going to add in here now. If you were using a pound of ground beef, you could certainly go ahead and add the whole can of Ro-Tel. It wouldn't be a problem at all. I'm going to mix that in good. Let that cook for just a second. Oh, that smells good. We like tacos around here, so anytime we get a chance to use a taco seasoning or something close to it, it always is a big hit. Okay, at this point I've got a pound of pintos that I've soaked overnight, and I'm going to add these in. You don't have to soak these overnight, but it sure helps in the cooking process. It kind of cuts down on the time and how long we have to cook these once you add it to the ground beef. Also got 4 cups of water that we're going to add in. And we may have to add a bit more water in a few minutes. We'll see how it goes. We got all that stirred in good. I'm going to bring this up to a boil, then reduce the heat and let it simmer for a while until the beans get fork tender. So be back in just a minute. Okay, we got this up to a boil. I'm going to reduce it to low. And I added an extra cup of water. I didn't think that was enough, so there's a total of 5 cups of water here. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. We'll mix that in good. I'm going to cover this up now, and I've got it, like I say, I've got the temperature reduced down to a low. We're going to cover this up and let it simmer, and we'll be back and check it in a bit. So stick around. Okay, let's check these out. Let's get a scoop of these into our bowl here. They look really good. They smell really good. I'll pair this up with a piece of cornbread. I'll be back in just a second. We'll give this a taste, see how it turns out. Stay with me. Let's check these out. Get about a ground beef and some of those tomatoes. Hey, these turned out great. Got just a little bit of a kick to them. If you use that ancho chili powder, I think that's probably where it's coming from. If you use just a regular chili powder, probably won't have as much heat to it. I'm gonna pair this up with a piece of cornbread, eat some for dinner, and I will see you.